Well, rallies across the country against President Donald Trump today. You can see him right there. Thousands participating in the March for Truth protest. Now, organizers, they're calling for an independent commission to investigate Russian interference in the 2016 U.S. election and possible ties to Mr. Trump. Now, there were also rallies in support of the president today. However, they were outnumbered by the opposition.
Pittsburgh, not Paris! Pittsburgh, not Paris!
Support and resistance on full display in Washington, D.C.
We got your back, Mr. President!
Americans weighing in this weekend as the fallout from the president's decision to withdraw from the Paris Climate Accord spilled into the streets.
He's done so much damage already, so we really have to stop him now.
The Paris Accord would be a disaster for the United States.
Dozens of the president's supporters gathering in front of the White House in a rally dubbed Pittsburgh, not Paris.
I personally believe that global warming is bogus. I think that it's a height of human arrogance to believe that human beings can control the weather.
But they were vastly outnumbered by the protesters at the March for Truth, rallying in the shadow of the Washington Monument and in other cities all across the country.
We have to get to the bottom of the craziness that's happening in this administration.
I think it hurts him for a number of reasons. First is 70% of the country is for staying in the Paris Climate Accord. That's one. And two is he is actually dissing an industry that is growing, which is the clean energy industry.
Now, President Trump's agenda is still at risk of being overshadowed by the Russia controversy. This week, fired FBI Director James Comey is expected to testify on Capitol Hill. Administration officials refusing to say definitively whether they will use executive privilege to block Comey from talking. And Trump's Deputy Attorney General says he's ready for the investigation into Russian meddling to turn its focus on the choice to fire Comey and his own role in that decision. Rod Rosenstein telling the Associated Press, quote, "If there's a need for me to recuse, I will." And coming up this week, President Trump expected to push his $1 trillion infrastructure plan as his advisors say he's focusing on rebuilding the nation's roads, bridges, railways, and waterways. And of course, Local 10 News will be live in Washington, D.C., where fired FBI Director James Comey is planning to testify before the Senate Intelligence Committee. Of course, D.C. Bureau Chief Ross Palumbo, he will be there live, and he'll have complete coverage this Thursday.